right, dads, if you're feeling constantly exhausted, maybe even irritable, you're barely able to keep it together, I want to let you know you're number one, you're not alone. A lot of fathers are experiencing challenges with anxiety and overwhelming demands of fatherhood after they have children. And nobody's really talking about it because as a man, you're juggling work responsibilities, you got the family needs, you're attempting to maintain your own physical health, and you're caught up in this endless cycle of stress that's wreaking havoc on your body and mind. A lot of times we internalize it though. Now, that dad bod that a lot of people speak about with skipping your workouts, it's a physical manifestation of chronic stress, and it builds in your nervous system that's locked inside with fight or flight mode. Your nervous system's fried. And these healthcare providers aren't telling you this, that chronic stress isn't just affecting your waistline, it's also compromising your health, your ability to have healthy relationships, and your ability to be a father and a husband, which your family absolutely deserves. This video is specifically made for you dads because the majority of dads are stressed out. And here's reality is that the stress of being a man in today's society, having children, having a wife, having all the important variables, it's not unable to be performed, like you're able to do it, but a lot of people leave their health on the sidelines. And then you start noticing that your weight's getting to be an issue. You have no energy, you're not able to sleep, your hormones are out of whack. And I'm going to give you some guidance and clarity that goes above and beyond just going to your doctor and asking for some TRT and taking an extra 2 or 3 Red Bulls each day. So dads, listen to this, or wives, if you're listening to it for your husbands, we'll make sure that you gain a little bit more knowledge on this so that you know exactly what's going on with their health. Now, before we start, I want to talk to you about a dad who came into the practice. Now, this dad's name is Joe, and his son started care, perfect storm kiddo, working with his dysregulation, his challenges with sensory. And then his wife started care. She was having some challenges with hormones and headaches and postural disturbances and stress. And then we finally get dad in. And this guy has got massive issues with blood pressure. His weight, his stress levels are like frying his body. And his wife is like, he doesn't sleep. He doesn't have the energy to exercise. He's always having stress. It's like literally destroying his health. Now, I talked to Joe, and this guy's a registered nurse. So he knows all about the pharmaceutical industry and all of its approaches and things. And of course, he's taken a bunch of meds, and those meds aren't necessarily helping his blood pressure because it still skyrockets, it's going crazy. So here's the thing. Joe starts under chiropractic care. He's getting adjusted 3 times a week. At his first progress evaluation, what does he note? An amazing change, 7 out of 10 with anxiety. He notices a change in his blood pressure. Now, he's not stopping his medication at this time, but he's incorporating the chiropractic care that's neurologically focused, and his blood pressure is starting to stabilize. He was having high ups and low lows with his blood pressure for a history of like 5 years. So when we look at his improvements, now he's also sleeping better. Now he's also digesting better. He's able to do more physical activity in the yard, which he absolutely loves to do. And the reason I start with this is that you dads are ignoring your health because we are taught as men to place our health last and place our children and wives' focus first. So with this, there's also some challenging statistics and alerts because 50% of dads experience what's called postpartum depression, meaning that their wife or their partner has a kid, they then start to have depression after that baby's born. Now, having kids in the house is super stressful. Having the pressure of being a modern father in this society is tough. And here's the thing, a lot of dads that come to me here at Maximize Chiropractic, they're drained. Their health is tanked. They have persistent headaches, disrupted sleep. Their major struggle is manifested in their physical body. They're not looking great, especially if their shirts are off somewhere else. Like they've got that dad bod rocking it out, and that's not how men need to be living in this society. So here's the thing is that this isn't just some isolated signs or symptoms. There is an interconnected manifestation of this nervous system stuck in chronic stress mode. And a lot of dads, they normalize this state. They're like, oh yeah, it's normal to be exhausted. My health declining. I'm just getting older. It's what happens when you're a dad. You can do that if you want, or I can give you some guidance and clarity on how to improve your health and make it amazing. Your nervous system is so incredibly important when we look at the overall health. Your nervous system has two modes. You have the gas pedal, which is sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. You have the brake pedal, which is parasympathetic, rest, digest, restore. Now, when your nervous system's constantly juggling things like work deadlines, family responsibilities, financial pressures, maintaining a relationship, right? That's like the last thing on your mind, but it should be the first thing. Your body gets stuck in this sympathetic dominance. And essentially, your foot is on the gas pedal 24/7. It's why you can't sleep. It's why you can't digest your food. It's why your health really is having some challenges. And this chronic activation causes your body to continually release cortisol and other stress hormones. Now, that's great in an emergency, but remember, a bear's not chasing you in our society anymore. So what it does is it affects some major, large systems, primarily cardiovascular health and respiratory stress, which you put those two together, now you have anxiety and other issues. So your nervous system's not designed by God to have this type of stress. It really isn't. And what leads to what's called dysautonomia. And dysautonomia is when your nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, is not functioning properly, and it impacts every organ, muscle, and tissue in your body. So what happens is that this leads to a cascading health event that causes these dads to burn out. And the sympathetic dominance that's chronic, and it causes this elevation in cortisol, it really is what contributes to this dad bod. And it helps, it causes the abdominal fat, it causes the muscle loss. You start to get you start to get weight distribution in different areas, like your physical health just sucks. And the stress hormones, they don't as much affect your health appearance, but it does affect and suppress testosterone production. It affects your muscle recovery, and it makes your metabolic system just not working properly. Then it also contributes to inflammation that triggers this chronic stress impact. And then it affects your cardiovascular health. Now, here's what you do then. You go to your doctor, you're like, oh, my blood pressure is high. And then your doctor puts you on a prescription medication. Well, you still have high blood pressure, you never got to the root cause of the problem, and now you're taking a pill or a potion that isn't healthy for you and causes chemical stress within your body. So is your health really better, or is your blood pressure just lower, but your body's getting sicker because chemicals inside the body can't really make you healthier? And I always tell people this, is that if a medication will make a healthy person sick, meaning you take your healthy child, you give them a prescription medication that they shouldn't have, it's going to make a healthy person sick. How the heck is it going to make a sick person healthy? And that's why we want to get to the root cause of why the body's not functioning or healing properly. Now, this oftentimes explains why stressed out dads have brain fog, memory issues. They have very little patience. They're a ticking time bomb, and they really don't have the ability to regulate their emotions. It's not a character flaw. It's just a neurological response to being in a stressed out environment. So the traditional self-care advice that dads often fail on. Well, most healthcare professionals or social media gurus are going to say, just go to the gym, eat better. Well, if your nervous system is exhausted, finding the energy to implement going to the gym each and every morning is not going to feel possible. Plus, your results are going to suck in the first place. The irony about all these healthy behaviors is that it doesn't help your body heal. The chronic stress depletes the very reserves that you need in order to start these healthy practices. Meaning that if your nervous system's not regulated, there's no way that you're waking up at 4 a.m. to go hit the gym before your kids and wife wake up from their bedtime. It's just not going to happen. But if you get your nervous system regulated, now your body's systems start to be more automated and more routine. And that's why this willpower only type of mentality is not going to work for long-term use. You need to address the root cause of why your fatigue is there, and that happens at a neurological level first. So until your nervous system shifts out of the survival mode and this substantial lifestyle change starts to make some changes, you're going to have a really hard time implementing these factors. Now, I've got a cheat code for you, and I forgot to tell you, dads, I'm a dad myself. I got 2 kids, 7 and 9-year-old. I make sure that my health is top priority. I do what I teach, or I preach what I teach, whatever you want to say about that. Meaning that your nervous system being regulated is the most important foundation for your health. Then we get into exercise. Then we get into nutrition. Then we get into prayer and meditation and positive affirmations, all these great things. So for the cheat sheet I've got for you, I'm going to give you the advice that I follow myself. And this is where neurologically focused chiropractic care, these adjustments address subluxation, which address dysautonomia, which help to improve how the nervous system functions. And that is why that nervous system that's stuck in that stress mode can be reversed. Now, the adjustments are gentle, they're precise. It's not going to cause any harm or any challenges. It just helps to restore that proper communication between your brain and your body. It allows your nervous system to finally shift out of fight or flight mode, and instead it goes into rest and recovery mode. That's going to help you for long term. Now, dads who receive neurologically focused chiropractic care, you're going to notice that your sleep is better first. Fall asleep, stay asleep. Then you're going to have better energy levels throughout the day. Then you're going to have reduced pain and tension. Your shoulders work, your neck works, your mood's going to be better. And that starts to gradually improve your physical health in the long run. Think of it like you're hitting a reset button on your overstressed nervous system. Those adjustments over and over and over again help to recalibrate how that nervous system's wired and fires. And that's really the foundation of the nervous system or neurology framework, is to get that nervous system nice and stable. So here at Maximize Chiropractic, you got a dad taking care of you other dads. I got your back. We start with insight neurological scans. They help us to identify where this dysregulation is. We have to objectively visualize where the stress pattern is so I can understand exactly where the subluxation is impacting your health the most, and then I can deliver the most appropriate care. The scientific approach allows us to create personalized care plans, meaning I give you a care plan. Here's how often you get adjusted. Here's when we do reevaluations. Here's where you will do a reassessment. Here's when you drop your frequency. It's not rocket science, but I do need the scans in order to do this. And then we've really focused on very specific neurologically based adjustments. This is not going to be some crazy thing that you saw on YouTube where we're pulling your neck and twisting you around and jumping on you with an elbow. We're not doing that here. We are doing very specific neurologically based adjustments with the primary focus of restoring balance and integrity to your nervous system. And that's going to help you long term, not just masking a symptom. And our care plans are designed to restore your optimal nervous system function, get you there as quickly as possible, and then maintain it with wellness-based initiatives in the future. And that's why this will really help to be a catalyst to getting your body healthy on a much larger scale. Now, dads, you really deserve and you really need to put your health as a priority, because as the man of the household, your health has to come first if you're going to serve and protect your family properly. Neurologically focused chiropractic care isn't just about adding another thing to your already overwhelming list to do, but I promise you that if you make this first step, it will make everything worth it. If you address the root cause, it's going to help with your exhaustion within the neurological level, and it's going to help to get your energy back, to be there for your kids and your wife, because those kids, they grow up so quick. And if you're fried, you're not going to be the best dad that you can be. Now, countless dads in my practice, they experience this amazing transformation. And I promise you this, dads are the last ones to get care. I don't get it. Why? They're the ones who show up. They are the ones who pay for care. They're the ones who advocate everyone. But dads come after moms. And it's one of those things that I'm always trying to help dads with, because you are the provider. You are the protector. That is your biblical and traditional role as a man in the household. So when that comes to that, your health has to be spot on. You don't have time to be getting sick. You don't have time to be living a frumpy lifestyle. You've got to do some self-care first. And then from there, you're going to notice that you sleep better, your mood's better, your focus is better, you'll get better work done. It's going to greatly improve how your body is adapting to stress in this environment. And your family needs you to be the best. And that's where once you lead that start, your family will follow. And then of course, the first step is schedule those insight scans. And I don't want your wife calling. I want you calling. I want you setting up that appointment. I don't want you to understand that you've got to place your health as a role and priority. And that way we can get those insight scans. We can get a clear picture of where this dysregulation is occurring within your nervous system, give you a personalized care plan so you know exactly what it is that needs to be done. And then we get your energy, health, and we take that slack out of the rope so that you can do the things that you and your family want to do. Now, if you got questions, mom or dad, click on the link below. Take a look at our clinical process, take a look at our website, our neurological insight scans that we use in this practice. Maximize Chiropractic here in West Sacramento. We look forward to serving you. And dads, happy Father's Day. We all appreciate you.